Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Election season. It's the most wonderful time of the year, isn't it? Oof. Of any year. Except for the exact opposite. That's all. We're heating up with the election. We're heating up with the lies, the hypocrisy. It's all being piled up very, very nice and high for you. So that's great. And we got a jam-packed show again for you today to talk about it, the election, and so much more. It's amazing because where do you start? Where do you start when there's so much? Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx are apparently out now at the White House. Dr. Scott Atlas is in. He's argued that the science of wearing a mask is uncertain, and I think he's absolutely right about that. He's argued that children can't pass on the coronavirus and that the role of the government is not to stamp out the virus, but to protect its most vulnerable citizens as COVID-19 takes its course. So, of course, the media hates his guts already.
Where has this guy been?
Him. I don't know.
Oh.
Anna Moneymaker for the New York Times. Dr. Scott Atlas is neither an epidemiologist, the Times says, nor an infectious disease expert, but his frequent appearances on Fox and his ideological surety caught the president's eye. I bet it did. So ideas like his, ideological and scientifically disputed, according to this, have propelled the radiologist and senior fellow at Stanford University's conservative Hoover Institution into President Trump's White House. And he's reshaping things a little bit, which I think they could stand to be reshaped a little bit.
I wish I had known this guy's name in March.
Dr. Scott Atlas?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because then maybe the direction that we've taken as a nation would have been a little bit different than having an idol named Dr. Fauci run the show.
Possibly. If there'd been, of course, you'd have everybody screaming about it, that it would have been deafening. And the death toll that they're already blaming on him. They're going to blame him. Blamed him even more extensively. But I don't know. The cases are on the decrease again in Texas now. We've been going down steadily, and so have a lot of the other states that kind of flared up a little bit. But apparently it's catching fire again in other states. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I was informed by my local mayor that the mask ordinance for businesses around the county that I live in were going to be lasting through November.
What? Are you kidding me? Wow.
I didn't hit reply because I'd rather not have my response flagged.
How would you know that it's going to be bad enough? I mean, it could be completely gone by November, or, who knows?
Yeah.
Every person living could have died from it by then.
And so he says that my mayor suggested that the judge of our county has said that. What, is he a king? I mean, what is this? I don't know.
The judge have a medical degree as well?
And I looked up, what is the hierarchy for government in Texas? Like in the counties? Like, does a judge supersede a mayor? Because I know there's a mayor near here that blew open the doors on restaurants, said, let's go. It was like May.
Right.
So I just, like I said, I didn't hit reply because the NSA has filters.
And that's Texas. It's a tiny town in Texas. Mm-hmm. Near Oklahoma. Isn't that, aren't you almost to Oklahoma?
New Mexico.
Where you live? Okay, New Mexico.
Just a stone throw. Like if you do the skipping contest on ESPN, you skipped a rock.
Yeah.
If there was a lake between me and New Mexico. Yeah.
You can see skip it all the way to New Mexico.
Yeah, you can see New Mexico from my house.
Can you, Sarah? That's great.
And again, she never said that.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was Tina Fey.
I can see Russia from my house. They did that all the time. They did it every week. She never said that.
Were you playing some clip? I don't even know if it was John Kerry or somebody, like at a convention a while back.
Yeah.
Where they quoted
That's
her.
right. Because they were so comfortable with Russia, and Russia's threat had long since passed. And his thing was something like, And she said, and then she thinks that Russia is going to invade her hometown. Whatever it was.
Because she can see it from her house.
Because she can see it from her house.
That's what she said. No, she didn't. Liar.
She didn't say that.
Anyhow, sorry, there's 500 tangents here.
Yeah. I mean, you could go on 1,000 tangents with the stuff we have. Take every side road, there's another tangent there to go on. We also want to share with you some of what Glenn uncovered on his special last night, which is amazing. You know, the big tech problem. What big tech problem?
Oh, boy.
It's a real problem, too. The manipulation that Google is doing right now. Well, they all do it. I mean, Facebook, we were just talking about Facebook and how, where is that story? I might as well jump into that right now.
Oh, let me grab that for you.
I think it's right here, right? That's it right there. Facebook banning links. Jeez, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Facebook is banning links to the fundraiser for Kyle Rittenhouse, you know, the 17-year-old that was defending himself. He did kill 2 people, injured another one, shot off part of his arm.
Self-defense.
But when you see that the guy had a gun and was about to point it at him, that's why he lost part of his arm.
Yeah.
The other guy was coming right at him, throwing things at him, and he shot him. And then the other guy there was another guy who was trying to get at his gun, take it from him.
I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know.
So there's the guy who got his arm shot. What is he holding there in his nasty injured arm?
Seems to be a handgun.
Sure does. In fact, can we play the video from that angle? Do we have that video as well? No? I don't have a sheet.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, boy. Yep, he's in pain now.
I mean, what are you supposed to do if you're Kyle Rittenhouse? You're on the ground, you're being attacked, these guys have weapons. I mean, that is the most blatant definition of self-defense.
It is. Yeah, he was in real trouble there. He shouldn't have been there in the first place, maybe, but you can make that argument. However, once he was there, he was defending himself. Anyway, Facebook banned the links to the fundraiser for the kid, but they're allowing legal defense for others, other convicted murderers, accused murderers, rioters. All of that is fine, perfectly fine, but not Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, that's so blatant, the bias of these platforms. It's despicable, and they just keep doing it. So Glenn's special last night focused on voter fraud, or how voters are being influenced by Google, and he had Robert Epstein on with him, the expert who was uncovering all of this. And the guy's a Democrat. He leans left, so it's not like he's some Trump supporter. He's not like a longtime conservative. He is just a guy who doesn't want our elections to be determined by Google, which I think is, pretty sane, actually. So Glenn had him on to discuss the situation and just how bad the election is. And here he is talking about how Google manipulates the information. For instance, if you try to put something into the search engine about that's anti-Joe Biden, okay, what happens? Take a look at this.
When people type in, Glenn Beck, we always think when it's filling the rest of it in that is what people are searching for. But that's not true at all, is it?
It was, I think, in the very, very beginning when that autocomplete was invented. But, at first it was an opt-in feature. Then all of a sudden it became a feature you couldn't opt out of. And then they reduced the number of items they were showing you to shorter and shorter lists. And very gradually it turned into what it is now, which is just a tool for manipulation. Okay. And we have shown in randomized controlled experiments, but just by manipulating those search suggestions that they flash at you while you're typing, we can turn a 50-50 split among undecided voters into a 90-10 split with no one having the slightest idea that they have been influenced.
So let's show one case here. This is against Biden. And you see it says against Biden political ad commercial, this is Yahoo on the top. You go down to Google and it's a different story. Explain this.
Well, what Google is doing for candidates and companies and causes that they want to promote, they are suppressing negatives. So that's a perfect example where you see negatives popping up regarding Biden on YouTube and same on Bing. But on Google, somehow or other, they're gone. They're missing. They're absent. That's content suppression.
Wow.
You could call it censorship, but it's also a very powerful manipulation that people cannot see. You can't see because you don't know what you don't know.
That's amazing. So you can turn a 50-50 split into a 90-10 split just by suppressing negatives. That's incredible. It's incredible. And we don't know that's going on, at least up until now.
No, but I mean, we're not forced to use Google, right?
That's true.
I mean, this is a private company that has clear political aims.
Yes. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They deny it. They deny it all the time. Every time they're asked about, there's no bias in Google. Where everybody, it's just an algorithm. It's just an algorithm.
Algorithm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, somebody's defining the parameters on the algorithm. I wonder if that helps kind of push things a certain way. I wonder. But we go through that every day. If I'm looking for a clip that I have seen, on TV, and then I search for it and put in certain, search words like something negative about Biden, it is really difficult. Sometimes it's impossible to find them. We just went through that yesterday. In fact, I don't remember what the topic was, but it was something Biden had said. Oh, it was on the fracking. I wanted to find his original statement on fracking. Couldn't do it. Couldn't find it anywhere. Rob finally found it. I don't know, somewhere. I don't think on a Google search though, because Google is suppressing all that stuff. Then Glenn and Robert Epstein discuss the anti-Hillary searches.
Explain the crooked Hillary trends graph. What does this mean?
This is fascinating.
Okay, that graph shows you that at some point or other on 2016, when Trump gave her that nickname, the Google Trends is showing you that millions of people were searching for crooked Hillary.
Oh yeah, look
so
at
the
that
question
spike.
is,
Wow.
that's according to Google's own data. The question is, what happens if you type the word crooked into the Google search engine versus other search engines? And again, it's astonishing.
You get crooked smile, crooked blank, crooked colors
all on
come
Google.
down, crooked smile lyrics. But if you put it into Bing,
Pause it for a second.
Creek,
Crooked Smile lyrics. Is there a song called Crooked Smile? Is
By
there?
J. Cole.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know this song, Martin?
Yeah, I do. It's by J. Cole.
You like it?
So you know the J. Cole song by J. Cole?
No, sorry. I know the song Crooked Smile by J. Cole.
Okay.
Well, you sing it for us then. You're so familiar with it.
It's like, crooked smile, oh yeah.
You got him to
Martin,
do it.
I'm going to need you
Wow.
to pull the audio of Martin singing this morning. Yeah, so I'm looking at this. You got crooked crust, crooked smile, crooked teeth, the crooked man, crooked kingdom.
Wow.
The definition of crooked, nowhere in my autocomplete suggestions is crooked Hillary. Are you kidding me?
It's amazing. All right, let's see the rest of this.
is crooked Hillary. Put it into Yahoo, crooked. This first one is crooked Hillary. So two
That's
of
right.
them
So-
are operating honestly on the algorithm of what people
Correct.
are actually doing.
Correct.
And again, like you brought up, Keith, we do have a choice. But Google is by far and away the best search engine
That's just
in
it.
the world.
They're just
just
good.
better. And so you go to Bing and you get all frustrated and you're like, I'm going back to Google.
Exactly.
And then you try Yahoo for a while, and Yahoo absolutely sucks. You might as well have Lycos or Ask Jeeves, because it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't cut it.
Half of your listeners right now are screaming at the TV or radio, and they're saying, "Duck, duck, go."
Duck, duck, go. Yeah, I keep
whatever it
hearing
is.
about
Yeah.
that one.
Mhm. Yeah. Because,
Yeah, I should try that, I guess. And I've said that a couple of times, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
go
then
there.
I forget.
I'm gonna go there right now and type in crooked and see what happens.
But it's interesting because Google was so desperate to hang on to all of that information because some people would go somewhere else and get the information. Well, they don't want you to go to directly to a website because then that doesn't register with Google. So that's why they created Chrome. So they'd also have a browser and they can get access all that information from you.
Crooked Hillary not one of the 8 suggestions that comes up in DuckDuckGo?
Oh, it's really?
How do they operate? What is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
But
that's fascinating.
I think their big thing is that they don't track you. So I wonder if they use the Google search engine without tracking.
I don't know. That's interesting.
I got some more. I gotta use Google to look into the background of DuckDuckGo.
Right.
See, that's your instinct, is to use Google.
Did we finish on the Crooked Hillary section here? I don't even remember now. We've gotten on such a tangent. Mm-hmm. All right, we've got a couple of more incredible clips to play from last night's special. We'll get to those in just a minute. First, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Left is embracing fully the cancel culture, and so I think it's time we get in on the action and cancel our left-wing supporting cell phone providers. Make the switch to America's only conservative cell phone carrier, Patriot Mobile. And right now, as part of Patriot Mobile's School Days promotion, which it runs out in about a week, so get on this right now. They're also launching a donation campaign to studentsforlife.org. You can go to their website to read more about what they do. Basically, though, they're on a mission to educate and inform students about the pro-life movement. Who else is doing this? Wow. Mm-hmm. And how you can reduce abortions. Really fantastic. And Patriot Mobile is partnered up with them right now. Make the switch. And if you're a veteran and first responder, you'll save even more. So make that switch today at 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Or you could visit patriotmobile.com/Pat and get started customizing your plan. Starting as low as $25 a month. You're going to save a lot of money. And you got the peace of mind that they're not trying to subvert America. patriotmobile.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
So Glenn and Robert Epstein talked a little bit more about influencing elections last night and how Google influences our choices.
Let's talk about candidates. When you search for who is the best presidential candidate for Democrats, here's what Google gives you. Joe Biden.
Yes. Surprise, surprise.
So when did this happen?
Well, I think it's been to some extent a gradual process, but after the Armageddon, the apocalypse hit, which was in November 2016, these executives decided, I mean, we know this from leaks without any question, they decided.
They said it the day after the election that they couldn't let this happen again.
No, they want Trump to be a blip in history. They've been revamping every single thing they do to make sure that not only that Trump can't win, but that basically Republicans can't win. They're going to just sweep. If we just sit back, okay, we literally are going to be turning over our democracy to these tech companies, and we'll have no idea what they did.
Okay, yeah, you got to deal with that first of all. We're not a democracy. But I know what he's saying, and it's really important that we pay attention to this because do you want big tech to decide who the next president of the United States is? Wow. Also, Susan Wojcicki, who is she's the head of YouTube. She has been talking about how their efforts on suppressing fake news. Now, you might think, okay, well, they're suppressing fake news. That's great. Listen to this and then tell me it's great. Here she is. I think. No, she's not there, is she? She is somewhere here. And it might be right here.
We're pushing down the fake news, we're demoting it, and we are increasing the authoritative news and promoting it. How do we do that? We have a whole system. We came up with trashy news where we have build classifiers, we identify it, we look for salacious, for clickbait, content that isn't, that we don't think is the authoritative news. It's just kind of encouraging people to look at, but it's not true. We're training, we added these instructions to our raters, and we've updated our classifiers, and we are working to understand, identify that with machine learning, and then to push that down.
Isn't that interesting? They're pushing down fake news, and they're promoting authoritative news. We're pushing news to the bottom of the heap that we don't think is real. We're taking out the trashy news. Listen to all the key words there. Like, who's deciding all of that? Who's making the decision on what's trash and what's real and what isn't? That's all based on their liberal bias, on their progressive worldview. So what do you think is happening to conservative sites on YouTube? Which, by the way, is Google, because Google owns YouTube. So you're getting the same treatment from both of them. That's amazing. And she's completely unashamed of it. She thinks it's totally fine, and I'm sure she thinks it's laudable what they're doing. But what they're doing is snuffing out conservative voices because they just don't think that those voices are real or legitimate or authoritative enough. Wow. I mean, do you think that when they see something come from the Blaze and the Blaze is contradicting information that maybe was promoted by ABC, NBC, CNN, CBS, whoever, who's going to get suppressed there? Who's going to be the fake news? And we've already seen it multiple times where they've flagged or demonetized or removed. That happens all the time. What? I mean, Google and their influence on everything they've purchased has just changed the whole landscape. And YouTube used to be a place where, I mean, they were the ones who asked us for content.
Yeah.
Hey, provide something. We'll give you a platform, and you just do something cool, and we'll put it up there.
And let's give you an example of this. A lot of people will ask, "Hey, why didn't the so and so show up on your show on YouTube?" You remember the 2 doctors in California who had a contrarian opinion?
Yeah.
Right?
Did they take them down completely?
So they made us take that content out of your show and repost it without it. That's just an example of how you're being manipulated.
Right.
So people that heard the show live or listened to the podcast said, "Hey,
got
guys,
to hear it.
Yeah, why isn't it on the YouTube?" Well, now you know.
And when people see that missing, they probably think we took it out.
Yeah. Or they don't even realize
Or
it
they
ever
don't realize
happened.
it was there.
Because that's how
Yeah.
they consume the program.
That's right. I remember that Google was all over those guys because those guys were going against what Fauci was saying. And as the 2 of them mentioned, we're the ones out here treating patients. We're the ones who've treated 3,700. This was back in, I don't know, March or April. 3,700 people with COVID-19. Fauci's not. Fauci hasn't treated a patient, they mentioned, in over 20 years. So they believe Fauci over these 2 guys who had the real world experience, and we had to take them out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And let's see. I wonder.
Wow.
I can't remember specifically what their claim was or what have you. But I guarantee you,
I
Fauci
think you were
is
talking hydroxychloroquine.
That's what I was wondering as
weren't
well.
they?
Yeah. So, okay. I just sent, while you were talking there, I did a little search on my phone there with DuckDuckGo. Check out what just happened. I typed in Crooked Hilla. Look on the screen there, Pat, and you'll see.
Okay.
Where is your autocomplete?
Crooked Hilla, Crooked Hill Apartments, Crooked Hill Apartments, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Crooked Hill. Crooked Hill Bar, Crooked Hill Road, Crooked Hill Bees, Crooked Hill Soccer?
I don't know what that's going to be.
Or is that Socrates? What are we going to see
I don't
there?
know.
And Crooked Hill USPS.
Oh, sure, the Crooked Hill USPS.
Not a single Crooked Hill.
And that's DuckDuckGo. You got no chance, man.
Man. Wow.
That should have auto-completed to Hillary.
If there's an Arab,
I mean, that's crazy.
Uh-oh.
If there's an Arab American,
if
though.
there's an Arab American family
Yeah.
being rounded up
Right.
without benefit of an attorney
Yeah.
or due process, that threatens my civil liberties.
Just so you know.
Civil liberties.
Little side note there for you from about 10 years ago
Thank
with
you.
Barack Obama. But when here's the problem with this. I feel like Joe Biden right now. Look, etc.
Yeah.
When there is dispute on facts, for instance, I was looking for Joe Biden's claim or his statement that he was going to stop fracking. There was going to be no new fracking and that he's going to abolish fossil fuels. Well, fracking extracts fossil fuels. So if you're abolishing fossil fuels, you're also getting rid of fracking, right? So I'm looking for that, and you can't find it anywhere. And Joe is saying now that he is not banning fracking. So that's all that shows up on the Google search is what Joe Biden said now about it. Something that backs up his worldview and his claim that Donald Trump's a liar. But watch this video and you tell me who's lying.
I am not banning fracking. Let me say that again. I am not banning fracking. No matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
Like, what about, say, stopping fracking and stopping new pipe?
I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me. No more, no new fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
We are going to get rid of fossil fuels.
No matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
Okay.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
Okay, well, there you go.
He's confused when he has only one position on an issue.
Yes.
I can't wait to see how this plays out.
I think one of the deals is that later in the debate, he came back and he said he's not going to ban fracking, but he did say he's going to ban fracking, and he said it multiple times, and his running mate said it pretty clearly as well, didn't she?
Yeah, but it's not like she would ever become president.
That's right. Don't even worry about that happening.
Oh, boy.
She could be president by Inauguration Day. With Joe kind of declining the way he is. You just wonder, is there anybody in his life who's going to put a stop to that?
I mean, not if you vote twice for Trump.
So you had to bring that up.
Oh.
You had to bring it up, didn't you?
Sorry. Well, we don't have to talk about it. I mean, I don't want to encourage people to
here's
partake in an illegal activity.
You know, I was watching CNN earlier, and they were making a big deal out of that, of course. And I thought, he's probably joking.
Oh, no.
Well, judge for yourself whether he's joking or not. Donald Trump on voting twice.
Good day. And it goes a little
They had
something
some interesting
like
polls. I don't know. Do I like it or don't I like it? I guess I probably do. But they say no matter what it is, there are more votes for Trump. Because a lot of people say, just leave me alone. I'm going to vote the way I want to vote. And then they go into their vote for Trump. On your ballots, if you get the unsolicited ballots, send it in and then go make sure it counted. And if it doesn't tabulate, you vote. You just vote. And then if they tabulate it very late, which they shouldn't be doing, they'll see you voted, and so it won't count. So send it in early.
What?
And then go and vote.
Oh, no.
And if it's not tabulated, you vote. And the vote is going to count. You can't let them take your vote away. These people are playing dirty politics.
Look. Okay, he's not saying vote twice-ish. He's saying go and make sure that your vote counted, and the only way that you're going to know
is to vote twice.
Is to show up on Election Day to make sure, it did make it in. I thought the mail didn't run that day.
So he kind of did. He kind of did encourage people to vote twice. If you get the thing in the mail, you mail it in. Then just make sure and go vote on Election Day.
But then when you leave the polling place, the way you leave in good conscience is you just think, I guess my vote didn't count that I mailed in.
Except that's not the case. And you're not going to know that. Right. They're not going to say, hey, you know what? We messed up your mail-in ballot. So, yeah, that's great that you voted here in person.
Oh.
Yeah, that's illegal, boys and girls.
November, and December, and January.
I mean, it's not going to be dull, is it? Because we got a couple of guys in the race who are shooting from the hip.
That's the way to say it, yeah.
Okay. All righty.
Sorry.
And one's shooting without any ammunition. That'd be Joe Biden. So it's going to be interesting. And the first debate is it the 26th?
29th, I think 29th? It is. Chris Wallace is named. If that's the conservative debate moderator, oh, good luck to Trump.
I know. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Great to have you with us. Good morning, everybody in the morning time this morning. Beautiful morning for a morning show this morning.
It is a beautiful
good morning. Traffic and weather together coming up every 8 minutes on the threes all morning long this morning to get you to work on time and in one piece. Good morning. All right, let's see.
Oh, no.
Nancy Pelosi has been really wonderful lately, hasn't she? She's been terrific.
Lately?
Yeah, well,
Forever.
always, but especially wonderful this week since she got her hair done. I think she just feels a lot better now because she looks great, and I'm sure that helped her feel great.
Got that skin pulled taut.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
She's feeling good.
One more poll on that, and I think her whole head just caves in.
I just want to make sure someone's rolling.
On?
I want some film of this.
Oh, you want to see it happen?
Video. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Next time she goes in. Well, I mean, I guess it's a standard fare to have a camera rolling when she goes to the salon.
Well, she was set up.
Oh, what?
Keith, I don't know if you know this. She was set up. That was a setup. And she's demanding an apology. Here she is talking about that setup and the apology she wants.
No, I've been there over the years. I've been there many times. I appreciate the question.
Okay.
And let me just say this.
You do.
I take responsibility for trusting the word of a neighborhood salon that I've been to over.
This is absolutely despicable. She takes responsibility for trusting someone. Again, she's not the perpetrator. She's the victim. She's, again, the victim. She's really good at this, though. I'll tell you that. I don't think I've ever heard. Has she ever apologized for a single thing ever in her life? Not that I've ever heard. But if this was some Republican, some conservative who had done this, oh, they'd be all over her. How dare you try to claim you're the victim? Here, see the rest.
The years I've been there many times. I appreciate the question, and let me just say this: I take responsibility for trusting the word of a neighborhood salon that I've been to over the years many times.
You're hideous.
And that when they said, well, we're able to accommodate people one person at a time, and that we can set up that time, I trusted that.
Yeah.
As it turns out, it was a setup. So I take responsibility for falling for the setup.
That's
all I'm going to say on that. Anything else?
Can you expound on the
Excuse me?
So that's all you were going to say on that.
She's the worst, man. She is absolutely the worst.
Well, I don't. I think that that this salon owes me an apology for setting up.
You got to be kidding me.
Up.
How did she get set up? She had her assistant call the hair salon person, stylist. Thank you. The stylist, and set up the appointment. Can you do my hair? Well, I don't know. The edict around here from you Democrats is that we have to cut hair outside, and this is an indoor salon. Yeah, I don't care about that. So in they go. Set up. It's her surveillance camera. It's not like she went down there and recorded and just installed this system right when Nancy Pelosi, right before she got there. Pathetic.
It's fun, though.
But they owe her the apology.
I love to see Democrats back on their heels. Whether it's legit or not, it's just enjoyable. Because how many times are the tables turned? But she didn't care less about Trump.
No, she could care less. I could care less about following the rules. I could care less that you have to do certain things, but I don't.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy of that it's unreal. And they owe her the apology. Do we have the hair salon person? Do we have the owner? Oh, okay. She was a little pissed.
What'd she say?
Well, that she doesn't owe Nancy Pelosi an apology. And how did she set it up when it was Nancy Pelosi who set up the hair appointment?
Right.
Come on.
Wait, so salons, are they cold calling now?
Yeah.
Hey, just wondering if the speaker would like to come in and get her hair
Hey,
done.
my salon is closed, but I'm just wondering if you want to come down and break the rules. And you act like an elitist and you get your hair done when nobody else can. You hideous creature.
Yes.
You lying sack of crap.
I like this hideous creature.
Jeez.
Be sure to mix that in more often. Nancy hideous creature Pelosi.
It was born of trying to avoid saying something else. You know?
Yep, been there.
So, yeah.
Been there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the email to my mayor earlier.
These Democrats, I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. They're just such liars and hypocrites. It's and unapologetic.
Yeah. It's always we're always the
It's
ones.
someone else's fault, and they're always the victim.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Nancy Pelosi, you're the victim here? She does it well, though. She turned that around nicely.
I'm glad you're bringing this up again, because the first time you brought it up, I thought it was just me. You know, she stumbles all over the place. But wow, was that a smooth delivery when she was like, I'm the one that's owed the apology.
Yeah. Right.
Man.
Crazy. Jeez. Speaking of crazy, here's another thing from yesterday that it'll make your eyes bleed. Joe Biden talking about a mask mandate and how that works in the scope of, I don't know, the U.S. Constitution.
He said he was going to impose that on us if he was president.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You had suggested there would be some kind of a federal mandate about masks, and now you're saying
No.
people?
No. Here's what I suggested was I would ask every person in authority. There's a question whether or not a president under the Constitution could mandate everyone wear a mask. And remember, all during the primary, I'd have a lot of people telling me I would, by executive order, do. I'm a constitutionalist. You can't do things the Constitution doesn't allow you the power to do.
Oh, you gotta
What I would be doing is
kidding
putting
me.
as much pressure as I could on every governor, every senator, every mayor, every county executive, every local official.
Not senators?
And
Local pressure on
everyone
senators?
in business.
Okay.
Putting pressure on them to say,
Yeah.
what you're doing is irresponsible. Make sure you wear a mask and maintain social distancing.
Okay. He's a constitutionalist.
And this guy's a liar.
He's a comedian, too.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Joe Biden is a constitutionalist. Wow. The corruption. Yeah, there's another Glenn special you should watch. Is the what is it called? The Dragon. Something about the dragon.
Ride the Dragon?
Yeah, Ride the Dragon, I think.
Yeah, that's coming up.
About the Biden business dealings and the Biden family and how they worked the system in Ukraine and in China. And apparently Hunter is still reaping some of the... But his dad, don't forget, his dad is a constitutionalist.
Yeah.
He's following right to the letter every single edict in the Constitution. That is wonderful.
Riding
Good
the
for him.
Dragon, the Biden's Chinese Secrets.
So great.
Available at Blaze TV.
Yeah, you got to see that one too. Last night, and then, was that last week?
I think
when
so,
that happened?
yeah.
I think so. All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. RealestateAgentsITrust.com. This is Glenn's own company. So his team has really vetted these realtors to make sure that they've got really good track records. Plus, they're knowledgeable about the area in which you live. And so they can recommend the right things for you to do in order to sell your house quickly and for the most money. Do you need to paint it? Do you need to replace the countertops, update the flooring? Who knows? Well, they do. They do. And they can help you make those decisions so that your house does sell quickly. And, you want somebody that shares your values, too. That's another thing. They're fans of the show. And so you're not going to wind up with somebody who says, hey, don't you love that Nancy Pelosi, that she demanded an apology because she was set up? You don't have to hear that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
the hideous creature?
Yeah, the hideous creature, Nancy Pelosi. Go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. RealestateAgentsITrust.com. RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, let's go back and see Mr. Constitutionalist and his statement on the mask mandate. You tell me if what he was saying was, no, I'm going to pressure people to do the right thing. Here he is.
Wearing a mask, I say, look, this is America.
Look.
Be a patriot. Protect your fellow citizens. Protect your fellow citizens. Step up.
Step up.
Do the right thing.
Pause it for a second.
Do the right thing.
This is exactly what he said a couple of years ago about taxes. When he talked about taxes, paying more taxes, was a patriotic thing to do. Step up. Do the right thing. Same stuff. Anyway, here he is.
Do the right thing. There's overwhelming evidence that the mask, and depending on the type of mask you wear, increases exponentially the prospect that you, if you are a carrier and you don't even know it,
I'd forgotten
that you will not infect anyone when you cough, sneeze, sing, shout,
spit.
A lot of people
scream.
Are dying. We're up over 160,000 people dead so far.
Yeah.
And I'll end by saying that it goes back to
the
study some months ago.
Right.
By Columbia University, saying that we didn't have to be this way. If the president had acted sooner, would have saved, just 1 week earlier, would have saved 30-some thousand lives. 2 weeks earlier, I think it was 51 or 57,000 lives. I hope we've learned a lesson. Hope the president has learned the lesson. But again, this is not about Democrat, Republican, or Independent.
No, of course
It's about
not.
saving Americans' lives.
That's what it's about.
So let's institute a mask mandate nationwide, starting immediately, and we will save lives. The estimates are we'll save over 40,000 lives in the next 3 months if that is done.
There it is. A national mandate does not include governors.
Look,
Fat. A national mandate, by definition, doesn't include the governors because you're doing it, I don't know, nationally.
But now he's a constitutionalist.
That's fantastic.
The other thing he's walking back
Wow.
is when he was being interviewed by David Muir a couple weeks ago, he said he would lock the country down again. Sure, we'll shut the economy down.
Right.
And now he's like, no.
Trump destroyed the economy by shutting the country down. This is agonizing. This is going to be a tough election season to get through because
it already
is, obviously. But we're at a point now where, they've always lied, but the lies now are so transparent and still nobody's calling them on it. The lies are just every day. Like, I didn't say that. I'm not standing here. I'm not standing here right now. What do you mean you see me? You can't see me right now. I'm invisible.
Yeah, and by the way, I need an apology too. while you're at it.
Yeah, for you saying that I'm here right now. That pisses me off. I want you to apologize to me. You've set me up. It's just wow.
Help.
It's just the point where there's no getting your head around it.
Mm-mm.
You can't even, at least I can't even figure out how they're getting away with any of it. But they're getting away with all of it.
Boy, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm having a really good time. Really good time. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. By the way, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Saint Fauci of DCC, has been arguing because this new guy is even talking about herd immunity. And Fauci is saying we shouldn't pursue herd immunity in our fight against the virus. He says we're not there yet. That's not a fundamental strategy that we're using. The fundamental strategy that we clearly articulate and go by through the White House task force is to try to prevent as many of infections as you possibly can. So that means that they are trying to keep this around forever. Because if we developed herd immunity, then we'd be done with it. We'd be done. We could move on. Between a vaccine and herd immunity, you're kind of there, right? Isn't that how we got rid of polio, measles, so many of those diseases that swept through populations and killed millions of people over the years?
Are we sure Dr. Fauci didn't say we'll probably attain herd immunity long about November 4th?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
If we play our cards right, November 4th, we could see herd immunity.
Yeah. But he's out now, and Scott Atlas is in. So that's to me, that's pretty good news.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. Man, did he do the wrong thing?
Oh, yeah.
He has said he has very little fear of COVID-19. He's not afraid of it. If it kills him, it kills him. He said. So they're all over him now because he's not panicked enough over COVID-19. How dare you not be irrationally afraid of this disease? How dare you? Here's what he said. I want to respect what other people's concerns are. For me personally, just talking about no one else can get the virus. Just talking, no one else can get the virus. What is your concern if you could get it? I would say, I'm going to go about my daily life. If I get it, I'm going to write it out. I'm going to let nature run its course. Well, he's not very well spoken. Survival of the fittest kind of approach. And just say, if it knocks me out, it knocks me out. I'm going to be okay. Even if I die. If I die, I die.
Oh, wow.
I kind of have peace about that.
Ivan Drago, is that you?
Did they ever set people off with that? Wow. I guess you can't say that about the disease?
No. You got to respect it. I think you're supposed to respect it more than Fauci even.
And so he got the backlash and had to backtrack. Admittedly, I did not use the best wording and certainly could have articulated it better. You don't have to apologize for the way you actually feel about something. Mm-hmm. You don't have to apologize for not being afraid of the virus. You don't have to do that. When did we get to a point where you can't even say, no, I'm really not that worried about the virus? How dare you?
Right?
How dare you?
Terrified like the rest of us so we could submit to government control. And really, though, Kirk Cousins needs to be more concerned about his offensive line, if you ask me.
What was the sniff about?
I got a little developing.
Really? Hope it's not COVID.
Yeah, if I die, I die. What can I?
Okay.
What can I say?
You just said it. You just said it. Now the backlash is coming, and you're going to have to apologize in about 5 minutes.
He dies.
All right. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Good morning, Americans. It's Thursday. Doesn't have quite the same ring, does it?
Let's be sure to test that one later.
Yeah. Huh. By the way, headed into a 3-day weekend, though. That's pretty cool. Labor Day is already Monday. Can you believe we're in September already?
Yeah, that's the
crazy.
The one bone that Grover Cleveland threw the communists in America. Labor Day.
Ah, okay. Grover Cleveland started that?
Against his
I didn't realize that.
Better judgment. Yes. But hey, it's a holiday for us, so...
I love your Grover Cleveland obsession.
I mean, he was the last electable Democrat.
Okay.
Need I say more?
No, you needn't.
Got to go back to the 1800s for that.
888-900-3393. Got some tweets here at Pat Unleashed. Brian Moore tweets, in the beginning of her interview, Pelosi said the guy who comes to her house couldn't make it, and he gave her a recommendation to the salon. Right. And then she said she's been going to the salon for years. Which is it, Puddin'? Come on, Pumpkin. Get your lies straight, won't you?
No kidding.
From Deuce 5, Pelosi is unlike so many two-faced politicians in that she probably has at least 24 faces. Not two-faced. She's 24 faced.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And they're getting more and more snug, the ones she's wearing.
They sure are. Mitchell Johnson tweets, I question Pelosi's reason for not wearing a mask. She was washing her hair. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. I know what would happen if she got wet.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure I understand that.
You don't
reference.
get that one?
No.
I'll explain to you during the break.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Glad, Pat, cut Joe some slack. He didn't specify which constitution. He could be talking about the Venezuelan constitution. Come on, guys.
You love
keep
that
going
clip
to that.
today.
I keep going to that. I knew I was going to mess myself up when I see this thing has multiple banks
People
on
want
it.
a behind-the-scenes video of this, so why don't you go
we
ahead
should
and
do that.
explain to this? Oh, you want to just tease the video that we're going to do?
No, because we can go into it deeper, but
yeah,
this has 1,000. No, is it 500 different
pages?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So you go from like this is one 50 clip bank,
right?
Then you can switch to the second.
Uh-huh.
And today I switched to the second.
Yeah.
And
see,
I haven't done that for a long time.
You set yourself up the way Nancy Pelosi was set
up. I owe myself an apology today.
You do.
Damn it.
You do, man.
All right, from Lone Wolf, Because nothing screams patriotism like meek compliance with whatever the government tells you to do. Yeah, they bust that out every time they're trying to get us to do that. Every single time. Swissgar tweets, when Joe says protect your neighbor, is he talking about Kyle Rittenhouse here?
Oh,
yeah.
Very good point.
Jeez. By the way, speaking of Joe Biden and people that he's going to be meeting now with the family of Jacob Blake, and in fact, the dad. He's meeting with the father, Jacob Blake Sr. So this is kind of interesting because people have done a little background checking on Jacob Blake Sr. and the Facebook posts that he has put up from time to time. Things like comments like saying the Jews control the media. But that's tame compared to the other things he has said. Repeatedly refers to white people as crackers and pinks or pink toes. I don't think I've ever heard that. White people are pink toes.
I'll start mixing that in, though. I like it.
Yeah. He has trashed the Christian church, refers to some women as hoes. In one post, he wrote, "Fresh out of Facebook penitentiary, I say F the white man." Okay. In 2019, he captioned a graphic that reads, "White Jesus exposed as the biggest fraud unleashed on the planet," with the following.
Oh, no.
"Crackers have never told the truth. Diabolical liars." Okay. He's a sweet guy. He's a sweet, inclusive, tolerant man.
And you could see that from the beginning.
You could, yes, when he said he doesn't trust anything any white person is involved in, including the investigation of his son's shooting.
Well, at least he's consistent.
Yes. Yes.
So Biden is meeting with him today.
It is today.
It is today.
Okay. He has often criticized racial disparities in society and mistreatment of blacks from slavery onward. He wrote, "Not one North American penny should be donated to the rebuilding of Notre Dame until Flint's water has been fixed." Okay, well, I mean, that's not that bad. It's not that bad. According to the Urban Dictionary, the term pink people refers to white people. Blake also wrote, "One day pink toes will burn FRFR." What, furfur? What is that? Is that a term you're familiar with? I don't know that. FRFR. One day pink toes will burn FRFR. Furfur.
For real.
For real. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just here with my real ones. Trying to figure out some of the really hip urban terms.
And I'm surprised you didn't know that. I mean, since you have Urban Dictionary bookmarked on your phone that you never take out of your hand.
Well, I don't really need the Urban Dictionary because I'm so hip. I'm inventing some of these terms.
That's true.
One day pink toes will burn. For real. Okay, good. He's a good guy.
And he's
good
so
guy.
Eloquent, too, with his speech. I'm sure there's going to be a clip later today, Joe Biden talking to Joe Sr. about not being so hateful. I'm sure. I'm sure he'll call him out on these tweets and this
you know
Facebook
he will.
Yeah, let's come together, man.
This is nice. Say something negative about a Jew and you're anti-Semitic. They burn Ethiopian Jews with fire to death. What does that make a Jew? What? I mean, that is just, I don't even understand that. And then he had a little Facebook poster. This is a tweet, I think, because crackers kill crackers. I don't know what he was referring to there, but crackers kill crackers. Dear crackers, I met my limit of cracker friends. Sorry.
Ooh. Wow. Wow. But the reciprocal.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine? So if Joe Biden meets with this guy, that's perfectly fine, I guess. I mean, if Trump was meeting with a person who had similar, with a white guy who was saying things about blacks and had the N-word all through his tweets and posts on Facebook, can you imagine the pushback from the media? Jeez. They would be demanding that he not meet with the person, that he apologize for everything the person has ever said. I mean, he would be persecuted if he met with somebody like that. On the other side of this ledger, crazy. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Also, Joy Reid has just compared Trump supporters to Muslim extremists, to Muslim terrorists. Here's what wonderful Joy had to say.
You know, when leaders, let's say in the Muslim world, talk a lot of violent talk and encourage their supporters to be willing to commit violence, including on their own bodies, in order to win against whoever they decide is the enemy. We in the U.S. media describe that as they are radicalizing those people, particularly when they're radicalizing young people. That's how we talk about the way Muslims act. When you see what Donald Trump is doing, is that any different from what we describe as radicalizing people?
Wait a minute. She never used the word terrorist.
No, she didn't.
She was just making a blanket statement about Muslims, right?
Seemed like it.
Is that Islamophobia?
Seems like it.
Joy Reid.
That's despicable. Why are you so afraid of Muslims? Why would you lump all Muslims into one category? That is crazy talk right there.
I mean, she should be off the air just for that.
She's a hater, obviously. She hates Muslims.
But, you know, again, the hyperbole, that doesn't even exist on the left.
Oh, not at all. Maxine Waters? Not at all. Did anybody go up to Maxine Waters and ask her about what she was saying? Getting in people's faces, screaming in their... And they're doing all that. They're doing exactly what Maxine Waters said to do. But we did get some satisfaction yesterday. Brian Stelter was on C-SPAN. And you know how they go to the phone when they've got a guest? Well, maybe you don't, because you may not be an avid C-SPAN
Wait a minute,
fan.
who's not an avid C-SPAN watcher? Come on, man.
So anyway, sometimes when somebody's on C-SPAN, they go to the phone, and they probably shouldn't have. Here's what happened.
And you guys always talk about how many times Trump has lied. I've calculated that I think with your chyrons, I don't know if there's any journalists left at CNN, but I know that, if I were to estimate about 300 different, distortions or misinformation that we get out of CNN, and you have to watch them in the airport, which is harsh. But if you added all that up to 46 months, it comes out to be 300,000 plus distortions of truth.
That's great.
So my thing is that you guys, this is how low you'll go, is that you went out and you made lies and you defamed a child, and then you had to settle out of court to pay this child for distorting information about this young individual. So I would say, if anything that's happening at CNN and anybody who buys your book, it's really just one of those things that is dividing our nation. And I don't believe in dividing our nation. It hurts our great nation. And so CNN is really the enemy of the truth. And that's my opinion. Thank you.
Brian Stelter.
I'm grateful for the call. And
Are you?
I know that you're
Are
not
you?
the only person that feels this way.
That's
There has
for
been
sure.
a process of radicalization that's happened in this country with media bashing.
That's a new
that
thing,
is
right?
Absolutely unprecedented.
Pause it for a second.
20, 30
I
years
want to hear
ago-
the rest of what he has to say, but he just showed us that that's a new talking point with them.
There it is.
There's a process of radicalization in this country. Just what Joy Reid was saying.
The fax machine was hopping last night.
That's great.
Man,
It just shows you that, because nobody has been saying that. There's a process of radicalization in this country. All right, let's see the rest of this.
Country with media bashing that is absolutely unprecedented. 20, 30 years ago, conservatives talked about media bias, and there were some really valid points to that critique. It is absolutely true that lots of journalists are based in New York and Washington.
like
They're based
you.
in big cities. They have liberal leanings.
Right,
And mainstream newsrooms are built to make sure that bias doesn't seep into the news coverage. And yet sometimes it does. I absolutely acknowledge that. I think
every
it's
minute of
different to
every
talk
day.
about, things as if they're enemies. No American is an enemy of another American. No news outlet is an enemy of America.
You could fool me that Trump's not your enemy. You could have fooled me, because all you do is fight him every step of the way. Somebody else told him that there was nothing reliable. Everybody knows you're not reliable, Brian, using the title of his show, Reliable Sources. So great. So he got a pummeling when he was on C-SPAN. That's Am I a bad person for reveling in that, for feeling good about that?
No, not at all.
He has turned out to be such a douchebag. It just feels good that somebody called him out on his nonsense. I love that. 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about Scoremaster. Did you know that the average American has 97 points they can add to their credit score? And they have no idea how to get them, though. Scoremaster is a new credit science that super boosts your credit score. Forget raising your credit score a few points. That doesn't help anything. It's weak. The average Scoremaster user raises their credit score 61 points in 20 days or less. 61 points. And if you own a business, you know how essential great credit is. From getting a loan to funding projects to financing equipment. Go to Scoremaster first and see how super boosting your business credit score can save you a fortune. Scoremaster will put you in control of your finances, not the banks. Enroll in just minutes and see how many plus points Scoremaster can add to your credit score. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat. Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Kool-Aid with a C tweets, if Nancy Pelosi can get her hair done in person, you can vote in person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. From Wotrick, so as a constitutionalist, Biden then realizes that the states decide how they handle the virus and admits the executive can only do so much. Yeah, probably not, no. From Tyler, so Jacob Blake's dad doesn't want to be friends with even one more iota of a cracker? No.
I hate white people.
Yeah.
All of them. Mm-hmm. Every last iota of a cracker, I hate it. We didn't come out here to play today. There's too much
We're not here to play.
business going on in the black community to be out here sliding through South Street with white, dirty, cracker whore on our arm, and we call ourselves black men with African garb on.
Right.
What the hell is wrong with you, black man? You had a doomsday with a white girl on your damn arm.
Yeah.
You want freedom? You're gonna have to kill some crackers. You're gonna have to kill some of their babies.
Think about it. Think about it.
Mr. Blake, is that you? Seriously.
From Duct Tape Cranium, I don't trust anything crackers say. Who? Joe Biden? Sure, I'll meet with him. Perfect. That's perfect. All right, since we've had so much aggravating, irritating stuff today, let's just play something that's, well, I mean, this is a serious issue. This guy in Lincoln, Nebraska, brought to the city council for their consideration. Check this out.
Oh,
something that has to be dealt with.
Has to. Got to get on this.
Today's winner of society
goes
goes
not
to
it at all.
That's not it.
Okay.
We're having all kinds of trouble with playing the right thing today.
Clip 15.
I promise I won't take up too much of your time here. My name is Andrew Christensen. I live at 1212 Twin Ridge Road. Lincoln has the opportunity to be a social leader in this country. We have been casually ignoring a problem that has gotten so out of control that our children are throwing around names and words without even understanding their true meaning and treating things as though they're normal. I go into nice family restaurants and I see people throwing this name around and pretending as though everything is just fine.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about boneless chicken wings. I propose that we as a city remove the... Excuse me, I'm trying to... I propose that we as a city remove the name boneless wings from our menus and from our hearts. These are our reasons why. Number one, nothing about boneless chicken wings actually come from the wing of a chicken. We would be disgusted if a butcher was mislabeling their cuts of meats, but then we go around and pretending as though the breast of the chicken is its wing. Number two, boneless chicken wings are just chicken tenders, which are already boneless. I don't go to order boneless tacos. I don't go and order boneless club sandwiches. I don't ask for boneless auto repair. It's just what's expected.
Yeah.
And then number three, we need to raise our children better. Our children are raised being afraid of having bones attached to their meat. That's where meat comes from. It grows on bones. We need to teach them that the wing of a chicken is from a chicken, and it's delicious. I propose that we rename boneless wings in the city of Lincoln. Okay. We can call them buffalo-style chicken tenders. We can call them wet tenders. We can call them saucy nugs or trash. We can take these steps and show the country that where we stand and that we understand that we've been living a lie for far too long. And we know it because we feel it in our bones.
That's actually really well done.
Yeah.
Really funny.
I think we go with Saucy Nugs. What do you think?
I like it. Does the guy try to be a comedian? Is he?
Is
it on an audition tape or what is he doing there? That's kind of weird.
Oh, it's fun.
It's funny, but it's weird.
Lincoln, Nebraska. I mean, they've got pretty much everything solved, so now we can concentrate on.
You should do spell check on whether or not there's an E there between the C and the Y.
Where? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm not.
No,
that's why I said you should do a spell check.
It's Saucy Nugs.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no
E.
There's no E.
Okay. All right. Didn't look right though with just the Y. Maybe I don't know why. Maybe I haven't seen the word saucy for a while.
That was almost a my bad moment.
Yeah, but not quite. I'm not going to give any more bingo. We're teetering on the precipice right now. I'm not going to do any more today.
No more bingo.
Just so you know.
Squares. Oh, you can stop listening if you're playing bingo then.
Well, if you're just here for the bingo then.
Yeah.
Then,
Who wants you?
Yeah.
Right.
888-900-3393. All right. We get so much of the president being bashed and belittled and drug over the coals. I thought it might be nice to just look at a couple of really nice moments with the president. Like this happened. When did this? Was this Sunday?
Yeah, I think it was over the weekend. Yeah.
He's walking out of a building and there's a kid standing there. And does the kid have a sign? I think he's got. Anyway. Watch what the president does with this kid.
Yeah, so he comes.
It's a nice moment.
Yeah, he's talking to some guy, and
then he notices the kid.
Conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Now what they're saying is, do you think they should be saucy nugs or trash? I say saucy nugs.
Oh, that's weird.
Nugs.
Really?
Yeah.
What a coincidence that they were.
Okay, I'll call Lincoln, Nebraska, and we'll get on that. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch. He gives some money to a valet. He doesn't have to do that.
He tips the.
Look at this. You're never gonna see this.
He tips the
Look
guy.
At that.
Obama would have never done that.
He could have just kept walking.
Not in a million years.
And he's getting in.
He's getting in the car, and then he stops. And he sees a little kid and has him come over and take a picture with him. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice moment from the president of the United States coming out of a hotel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How many presidents would do that? They just quickly get into the SUV and they'd be off, right?
And you gotta know, that's the smartest thing to do is just to get in there so you don't get shot.
Yeah,
especially in today's climate.
Secret Service probably wished he would have just gotten into the SUV and taken off.
But that was great to see.
Really nice. Also, we got this from Trump students. Remember Riley, the 7-year-old boy who was attacked and had his MAGA hat stolen outside the DNC? Yeah, it was two women, right?
Yeah, two
grabbed his hat and the mother followed him and they never stopped. And the poor kid was crying, and it was just an ugly thing. So anyway, President Trump sent him all kinds of little goodies. President Trump saw the story and decided he was going to send him a new MAGA hat.
Yeah, you can't see it there, but that hat is signed by the president.
That's really nice.
With a Sharpie. Very cool. So
also baseball bats.
Look at that, man.
All kinds of pens and White House paraphernalia. Look at that. He got a whole stash of stuff. So he made out pretty well.
I think the bat isn't so much as part of the collection there. I think it's for when those women come up on him next time.
that may have figured into the equation there. That might have. What nasty people those were. I mean, just so nasty to do that to a little guy like that. A little 7-year-old kid. His mom just filmed the whole thing and kept telling her son to go get the hat back. I don't think I would have done it that way. I think I would have been the one getting the hat back. In fact, wasn't that where one of the women slugged a man who was trying to help get the hat back?
Give the phone to
Hit
the
him right
kid.
in the face.
Give the phone to the kid. Tell him to keep rolling.
And then go get the hat.
And then you go take care of business.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right, we got all kinds of information. Some fun stuff about BLM. And what's going on in Australia. You could be arrested just for putting up a Facebook post. That's not a problem. Don't worry about that. What freedoms are we losing? We're not losing any freedoms. What are you talking about? Some tweets here. Jeffy's 18 Spoons tweets, I'm in awe at the ability of Brian Stelter and his peers to tell lie after lie with a straight face. I think they actually believe their lies are true. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. They're pretty convincing, though. They really are. Anthony Pelfanio, should someone who can be set up by a hair salon have access to classified information? No, I'm thinking no. I'm going to say no on that one. Eric's rant tweets, does it strike anyone else as odd that some things like drug tests are required to have a chain of custody, but our votes don't deserve the same care? Saucy Carolina Bulldog, thanks, I needed that laugh today. Oh, on the boneless chicken thing? Yeah, the boneless chicken guy was good. Mailbox Hero, wait, when the president tips the valet, wasn't that quid pro quo?
Oh, no.
Well, you give him more ammunition.
There you go. Yeah, hope you're happy.
Their next impeachment hearing. Way to go. All right. Did you know that we're a little bit closer now to flying cars for real?
Oh, wow.
Flying car. The company SkyDrive said in a news release that they completed a flight test using the world's first manned testing machine, the SDO3 model, an electrical vertical takeoff and landing eVTOL vehicle. The flight time was 4 minutes. It flew for 4 minutes. So I guess this is something, in order to call it a flying car, it really has to be street legal, right? At least to me. It's got to be street legal, something you could drive on surface streets and the freeways, and then if you want to, you can take off and be airborne.
Kind of like Back to the Future.
Yes. Yeah, it should be an actual car that flies. Otherwise, I don't want to call it a flying car. But wouldn't that be cool? Is if you're in traffic and you can vertically take off and then just fly above the traffic and get to work on time.
Then you wouldn't have to wait for traffic and weather to gather every
5 minutes on the force.
You just
so
lift off. Yeah. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Let's do this. What's the latest?
I'm ready to do it. They say that they're going to have. And see, here's the problem. Okay, you can do this once for 4 minutes, but when can I buy it and drive it to work? When can that happen? Now, they were started clear back in 2012. They expect to have urban air taxis to be commonplace by 2040. So it's still 20 years away. 20 years.
All right. I'm not interested now. I need it within the next... Close
15
business.
Minutes? Yeah. Close a business today. Then,
or not interested.
Then I'll get me one. Plus, they're just a tad expensive.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. Do they have a sticker price?
Bit. The sticker price is, right now, if you were to buy one, he actually said there's a 2-seat version that will be available for 2023 for between $300,000 to $500,000.
Hold on. First of all, no.
$300,000 to $500,000. Come on.
Hang on.
That's not bad.
I thought you just said 2040.
Well, they're going to have one by then.
Like the prototype or something?
Yeah.
Like 300 to 500,000?
And he thinks the price will decrease by 2030, and that's why by 2040 they'll be pretty common. Because you'll be able to afford it then.
I don't pay for floor mats. So I'm just saying I will.
No, if you pay $500,000, I'm going to throw in the floor mats for free.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to throw them in.
Yeah, because there's a dealership in Grapevine over here that doesn't do that.
Really? And they probably didn't get your business then, did they?
No.
I should have included the floor mats.
I had to leave in a huff.
Cheapskates.
So, okay, that's
$300,000 to $500,000, and that'll include floor mats. I promise.
How about mud flaps?
No mud. I mean, now you're getting ridiculous. Come on now.
Oh, okay. Now that would be a cool car. Drives, goes in the water, flies.
That would be cool. Yes.
How much would that one cost?
A little bit more. Yeah, just a tad more. In Australia, they are now arresting people, including pregnant young mothers, for posting things on Facebook. Now, this woman posted a notice about a peaceful protest that was going on to protest the lockdown status. You know, all the restrictions being imposed because of coronavirus. So she posted on her Facebook page, peaceful protest. All social distancing measures are to be followed so we don't get arrested, please.
Okay.
And then she did anyway. That's unbelievable. Please wear a mask unless you have a medical reason not to. September 5th is Freedom Day. As some of you may have seen, the government has gone to extreme measures and are using scare tactics through the media to prevent the Melbourne protest. Here in Ballarat, I guess that's how you pronounce it, we can be a voice for those in stage 4 lockdowns. We can be seen and heard and hopefully make a difference. End lockdowns. Stand for human rights. We live in a free country. Apparently not. They came and arrested her for that.
I'm waiting for you to tell me what she got arrested for.
Well, because she posted this on Facebook.
Wait, because of that?
Yeah.
Because of that post?
Yes. And and peaceful protests are apparently illegal, I guess.
But she just said they live in a free country.
She did say that.
Where you can't own guns.
This guy's a liar. She wasn't right about that.
Oh, my goodness.
Upon being told she was going to be arrested, the woman started to cry, and she told the officer she'd happily delete her social media post. Do we have this?
Yeah, play the video.
Yeah, check this out.
Show me your search warrant before you go through my house.
You're the occupied or tenant?
Yeah, I own this house.
Look at this.
Search warrant.
Search warrant for what?
Now, what I will explain to you is if you want to listen, you got your phone going.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to record
Now,
you,
you're under
jerk.
arrest in relation
You got your
to
phone, Gary?
Incitement.
What's that? Now, you're not obliged to say do anything.
Okay,
Anything
incitement.
You say do may be given evidence.
Excuse me, incitement for what? What on earth? Excuse me, what on earth?
Just put your phone down.
Can you
It's in relation
record
to-
this? I'm in my pajamas.
What's
I have
this?
an ultrasound in an hour. Because
Yeah,
I'm
she's pregnant, so
They don't care, man.
What's this
They
about?
don't care at all.
I have an ultrasound
Just let me
in
finish.
an hour.
Let me finish and I'll explain. It's in relation to a Facebook post, in relation to a lockdown protest you put on for Saturday.
Yeah, and I wasn't breaking any laws by doing
You
that.
are actually. You are breaking the law. That's why I'm arresting you. In relation
What's the
to-
law?
How can you arrest her?
In front
That's
of my 2 children.
can't you just say to her take the post down? Like, come
I'm
on.
happy to
Not obliged.
delete the post. This
Yeah,
is ridiculous.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I have to give you these caution rights. You understand?
Yeah, that's
You're
fine.
not-
Like, I'm
not
happy to
obliged
delete the
say
post.
do
This is
anything.
ridiculous.
You
Like,
can
this
say
is
do,
Sure is.
Maybe
fine.
giving evidence. You understand that?
Yeah, that's fine. But my 2 kids are here. I have an ultrasound in an hour. Like, I'm happy to
Let me
delete
finish.
You're not going to make your
post.
ultrasound,
You
hon.
also have the right to communicate with or to communicate
This is
with
just
your legal
nuts.
practitioner.
This is
The
crazy.
Western world
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
falling.
Yeah, this is a bit unfair. Come on, mate.
It is.
What
It's
about she just doesn't do the event? Like, it's not like she's done it.
the fall of the
She
Western
made a
world?
Already
post.
committed the offence. So I'm not going to.
So that's an offence.
Now,
Good gosh.
search warrant
This is unbelievable.
titles us, and we're required to seize any computers, any mobile devices. You have.
Even their Australian accents don't make this
Can I just
okay.
get your
you're
badge
right.
then,
And
mate?
I usually enjoy them a great deal, but not
Yep.
not in this particular case.
Look at this.
This is lunacy. It's fascism. It's so ridiculous as to you can barely even believe it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I'm relaxed. This is just very unfair.
This is madness. I'm trying to get
Look at the poor thing's crying. Jeez.
in front of her kids.
Yeah, in front
Pregnant
of her
woman.
3 kids,
And again-
and her pregnant baby, the baby that's in the womb, because that is a human being in there.
We're sure.
She's being arrested. Hands are cuffed behind her back.
Remember, she tried to organize a peaceful protest,
Yeah, it's
Doesn't matter.
and
Any
that's
device
supposed to be
in the house,
Saturday, so they could still
Wow.
do it. People could still get together.
You're not taking my phone.
It's unbelievable.
any device. That's my phone.
All right, I can't take any more of it.
Now we're taking
That
phones.
is absolutely. They took her computers. They took her. So they not just the laptops, but they took iPads. They took their phones, and they left and arrested her. Took her with them. Is that amazing? Because she posted about a peaceful protest where they were going to obey all your social distancing bull crap, and they still arrested her. I'm guessing because they're a little pissed off that she dare arrange some kind of, or at least post some publicity for the get-together on Saturday. Yeah. That is just crazy.
People should still turn out en masse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope more people that would have attend Zoe Bueller.
For all of our listeners in Melbourne, Australia, and you know there's a ton of them.
You got a few out in Australia.
Go to that protest on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Man, I mean, that's nuts. You're really going to arrest a pregnant woman for putting something up on Facebook? Seriously?
And see, what's going to happen? People like us will complain that this is nuts. It's called the Western world. And then, I'm sorry, I'm not going to fly to Melbourne. I'm not going to catch the red eye. But the people that are there can do something about this.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Please. My goodness.
Unbelievable. Yeah, she made one mistake. She does not live in a free country. Hardly anybody does anymore. Mm. And in part, we can thank what's going on in the streets of the United States of America for that. The Black Lives Matter rioters have attacked the mayor's home, of course, in San Jose now because he defended the police. So Black Lives Matter went after him and his home. Mm-hmm. All these mayors are they're in trouble.
So the San Jose guy said something nice about the police. That got him targeted. So I forgot if it was San Jose or Portland where they were spray painting bad words on the house of the mayor. I don't know. Yeah, it might have been Portland. Ted Wheeler, he's moving.
Portland mayor says he's going to move because of the protests at his condo building, and he's leaving. He doesn't want them to know where he lives, but they're going to find out, and they'll be at his new place. Unless you're moving to Idaho.
Yeah.
Which might not be a bad idea, Ted.
Get out of the cities.
Might not be a bad idea. The Black Lives Matter thing is out of control. And I just wish people would look into the group a little bit. Just go to their website. Listen to some of their claims like this from the co-founder of Black Lives Matter.
Are trained Marxists.
I'm sorry, what?
Are trained Marxists.
Trained Marxists.
Are trained Marxists.
We're the Dallas Stars owner. Aren't you a Stars fan? No, you like Winnipeg
Oilers.
Or
Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton, okay. I knew it was some dumb Canadian city.
All right, well, I didn't ask for this. I mean, you brought it up.
Dallas Stars owner, though, says he's losing fans because he supports BLM. Good. But he doesn't regret it. Okay. He's fine with it.
Wow, way to make it better.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? I guess it's just too much to ask for these people to educate themselves on what Black Lives Matter is all about. We are trained Marxists. What was it they said? We are
trained Marxists.
Trained Marxists. Okay, you're right. That support disrupting the nuclear family. Why? Why would any American support that? How could any American support that? Dallas Stars owner or anybody else? Just look into what these people are all about. Please, for the love of heaven. Fortunately, there are a few, like these black conservatives, who have a message for Black Lives Matter. Check this out.
Mega Hulk, you almost turned green over there. Now, I want to know.
You turned purple.
What? What were you telling those guys?
Well, I was trying to get them to understand, just at first answer the question, because we would give him a question for him to answer, because Donald Trump is racist. How's he racist?
Okay, this dude needs to get a workout in, doesn't he? It's embarrassing. A scrawny little thing.
Yeah, Tiny. I think that's his nickname, Tiny.
Those are some big arms, man. Look at the size. Check out the size of those arms.
I will agree with anything you say, sir.
Yes. All right, let's hear the rest of this.
That's it.
He's been saying,
he's making fun of the guy.
He's saying some racist about black people.
Like what? Nothing. You got nothing. You keep saying, I heard him say this. I heard him say that. But you have no facts, though, bro. You got to come with some facts. That's it. And then just repeat it. And so I'm like, look, just answer the question. But they can't answer the question because they have no facts on their side. They have no facts. They don't do any research. They don't do any type of higher learning when it comes to what they believe. All they know is what the media narrative tells them to believe, and that's all they parrot.
So great.
I personally believe that the BLM movement is fake. It has nothing to do with advancing the lives of black people.
I think you're right about that.
They want to break up the family home.
Exactly. Their main goal is to break up the patriarchal nuclear family. They want the men removed out of the family, which is what Democrats want also.
Exactly.
If BLM really cared about black lives, why would it be solely isolated to incidents where a black life is taken at the hands of a white cop? That happens less than 1%.
Come on.
Now, wait. Now, I like to equate this to, it's the same as if I was in a horrific accident. I have a massive massive head wound. I have a leg fracture and a scratch in my finger. And here come the first responders, and they want to tend to the scratch in my finger. And I'm telling you, what about the wound on my head? What about my fractured leg? That's what the BLM movement is. They're tending to the scratch on my finger, and that's not even what it's about. If you want to help us, let us tell you how you can help us. Don't come in and tell us how you want to help us, and don't tell me that I'm oppressed, because I'm not oppressed. I'm a black American. I'm a proud black American. I'm not oppressed. I'm not oppressed. I'm one of the freest persons on this world.
Come on, kneel for no man. I only kneel to God.
As you can see,
no one has a privilege over me except for God.
As you can see, black conservatism is the new punk rock. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We're the rebels. You want to be cool? Come join our cause, baby.
One question: who are we voting for in 2020?
So great.
That is good stuff.
So great. Thank you for knowing what you're talking about. I love that. I mean, I'm looking at the website right now, and there's very little about supporting blacks. Very little. We acknowledge, respect, and celebrate differences and commonalities. We work vigorously for freedom and justice for black people, and by extension, all people. Okay.
Wait a minute. Whoa. This is the Black Lives Matter website? They use the word all?
They did.
You can't use the word all.
No, no lives matter until Black Lives Matter. We intentionally build and nurture a beloved community that is bonded together through a beautiful struggle that is restorative, not depleting. We are unapologetically black in our positioning. In affirming that Black Lives Matter, we need not qualify our position. Okay? Let's see. We see ourselves as part of a global black family, and we're aware of the different ways in which we have impacted or privileged as black people who existed in different parts of the world. We're guided by the fact that all black lives matter regardless of actual or perceived sexual identity. Here we go into the heart of the matter. Gender identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status or location. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. Because the leaders are I think either gay, bisexual, trans,
really?
something. Yes. Yeah, I think they're lesbians. We are I think they're both lesbians, actually, the two co-founders. We are self-reflexive, whatever that means, and do the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift black trans folk, especially black trans women who continue to be disproportionately impacted by trans antagonistic violence. This is all from their website. This tells you what they're all about. We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered.
Boom, boom, boom.
Icky men.
Gosh,
Ugh. How much you hate men.
Totally hate them.
Oh, especially white men.
Right?
Ugh. Ugh. Makes me sick just to look at them.
Say the phrase.
We practice empathy. We engage comrades. I love the use of that word, with the intent to learn about and connect with their context. We make our spaces family-friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. I love this. We dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts so that they can mother in private, even as they participate in public justice work. And then we disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another, especially our children, to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. That, again, it takes a village to raise a child, which I don't buy into. I think it takes the village people to raise a child. Because then you have the construction worker.
Yeah.
You know, you got the police officer.
Sure.
In this day and age, you probably wouldn't have the police officer. You got the Native American.
No, you can't do that either.
You got the motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole diverse group of people that you need to raise your children.
Yeah, it makes it easy for the kids to play dress up.
Right, exactly right. So that's what I believe.
Got to keep them occupied.
We foster a queer affirming network. Isn't that wonderful? They're queer affirming.
Queer affirming.
That's what I look for in my civil rights organization. Are you queer affirming? Because that's my first and ultimate biggest need.
Oh, so you're like a one-issue voter.
Yeah. If you're not queer affirming, I'm done with you.
Huh.
Fortunately, Black Lives Matter is queer affirming.
Oh, okay. So then you're still a part of them.
When we gather, we do so with the intention of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of heteronormative thinking. Thank you. I hate heteronormative thinking. Don't you hate that? Heteronormative?
I've said it many times. That is why we're falling apart.
You heteronormative people are killing us. Or rather, the belief that all in the world are heterosexual unless she, he, or they disclose otherwise. We cultivate an intergenerational and communal network free from ageism. We believe that all people, regardless of age, show up with the capacity to lead and learn. And we embody and practice justice, liberation, and peace in our engagements with one another. Tell me that's about Black Lives Mattering.
Sure, yeah.
Because very little of that has anything to do with Black Lives Mattering.
Any age can lead?
Yes.
So that opens the door for like Greta Thunbergs and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah, and Greta she's going to be in a leadership position pretty soon because she just went back to school.
It's about time. Way to go. Did she need a map to find it?
Probably. She'd been gone a year. My gap year from school is over.
Gap year?
She said.
Oh, shut up.
Finally returns to class after a year of climate activism. I'm telling you, her parents, I don't know, man. In the words of Joe Biden.
Come on, man.
Right? See what I'm saying there?
I do see.
She announced that the gap year she had taken to raise awareness about climate change had ended. She's 17 now. Of course, caught attention after she started a school strike in Sweden. That seems like a lifetime ago now. Where she would skip class on Fridays. Please, you just wanted to get out of school.
No kidding.
I can't even read it.
Right. And
shut up.
Congratulations, Greta. You won because the entire world went on strike from school every day, not just Fridays.
Right? So, while we've got these great black conservatives who are fighting for truth and justice and the American way, and they're going to vote for Donald Trump, here's what whiteys are doing. This is great. Someone named Rod tweeted this out. A Northwestern University Law School had a town hall meeting online recently. Everybody began with a ritual denunciation of themselves.
Oh, good.
As racist.
We are in hell.
Reader, Professor Spida is not a racist. He is a wonderful man, universally loved by students. It makes me sad that he's forced to say otherwise. But here's from Emily to everyone. My name is Emily Mullen. I am a racist and a gatekeeper of white supremacy.
Oh, no.
Well, you shouldn't be. I will work to be better.
Okay, but that's just Emily. That's not like the whole class.
Well, Sarah said to everyone, thank you all so much. My name is Sarah, and I'm a racist. I will try to do better. From James. Here's James saying, I'm Jim Spida, and I am a racist. He doesn't even try to do better. He's not even saying he's going to.
Get out of the class, James.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Pat, and I'm not a racist. Okay?
Oh, I see what's
happening. I am not a racist.
In denial. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're not fighting as anti-racist, then you are racist.
Remember, it's not enough anymore to just say you're not a racist.
No, because you have to be anti-racist somehow, right? I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what we're up against. We'll finish off the week tomorrow, right here. See you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.